All right, we're going to pause that. Sorry. So what we're doing is we're working on our Eye of Agamotto more. I drew out some lines for it, and we're going to see what we can do about doing the cool detail. So I actually have my computer in front of me, which is why the mouse is here. Normally it's over there. Much better setup now. Very excited. So what we're going to do is I try to use the hot knife, the wood burner knife, to cut out the detail before. That did not work at all. So instead, it's kind of an old, old Chinese trick a white guy taught me. And what you do is when I draw out these lines, this is all just Sharpie, but you go in with an X-Acto knife, you make a line, and then once you pop the heat gun on it, it'll actually sink that line in as a crease. So it's perfect, especially for these small lines. Let's go to the Eye of Agamotto. The Eye of Agamotto doesn't have these huge wedges and like trenches in it. It just has these little lines of just detail that's in it. So it's actually, this works perfect. They're just being this thin. And then once we put the paint on it and a black wash over it, that's when those lines are really going to pop. This makes working so much easier. I like this setup. I just put a chair in front of me. That way I got the camera, my computer's right down here. I got my mouse here. I'll just try not to destroy my mouse while I'm working, and then it should all be good. So basically, I drew out some lines. You're just going to watch me cut little incisions and lines in the foam, and then you're going to see the magic happen when I hit it with the heat gun, and it all kind of goes in. Obviously, you're not going to see it totally because there's already black lines over it, but it'll look really cool. Just stick with me. Stick with me. We'll get there. Fix the hair. Everything looks good. Cool. Put Sting back on. Get to it. We're just going to start cutting lines right now. And I want to make sure everything is lined up. True. I'm just cutting these lines, and basically when you cut the lines and you're following with the knife, let's get it back inside that cut there. You follow the cut, and then once it comes to the curvature, just come off like that. And it'll be perfect. Trust me, it's going to look amazing. Yeah, basically, if there's any crowd interacting, it makes this so much easier because all I'm doing is cutting lines. Pressuring you to speak to me. I'm lonely. Or watch me cut my fingers on a live stream. So the plan for the Eye of Agamotto, once we get these lines cut out, there's also these little squiggly lines that are more than just these basic, straight, parallel, whatever lines. So already I've deviated from all the line paths. So those are all those lines. Next, what I'm going to do is, so I can start working on the inside, is I'm going to take this Dremel, and I'm just going to go like this, press it right in the middle where the gem is going to be, the time stone for the Eye of Agamotto. So bada bing, bada boom. We do this. Take sting off. And then we're going to get doing our do, shall we? I put it on a really slow speed so I can get this right. Gotta have light. All right, so you're dying to know how that turned out. Just like that. It's a little off, but that's okay. Because, oh, sorry, I'm pointing it right on my computer screen. I need to point at the camera. It'll look fine. It'll actually look really good. The gemstone will sink in there nicely. Ooh, and it looks, I don't know, it'll look great. It'll look amazing. All right, so let's see. Pop this guy down here, and we can use our mouse. It's very far away. It's very hard to see. Oh, the dawn's early light, what so proudly we wear, as the twilight's last gleaming. Okay, I think I know what I need to do. I'm going to grab a couple of different lids. Yes, hear me out here. Using different lids, we'll be able to figure out the lines that go on the inside of the eye. Lids work anything that's round in diameter. So this is like a poker chip. That'll be good. How much bigger is this than the poker chip? Too big. Something smaller than that. This is something that's even smaller than the poker chip. Yes, I like the way this looks. Thing of paint, this thing, and then we're gonna find one more lid that is smaller than this. The circumference is smaller than this, bigger than the poker chip. Let's look at it. Yep. This is a key to magic here, because we're not going to draw our own circles. We can't draw circles. Get out of here. A lid, a lid, a lid, a lid. Let's see. Somewhere around here, there has to be a lid, something round. You are smaller. You are actually much smaller than a thing. Jack darn it. And this little half-pound weight is perfect. Ha-ha, huzzah. All right, we got our stuff. Now we're just going to sit it in what we assume is the middle. And we're just going to say with whatever looks like the middle. Let's be honest. We're not that picky, all right? Pushing it down, drawing a circle around it. I know this is next tier strategy. And this guy is going to find the pretty much middle. And then all right, and now we're going to get this etched in with the knife again. I'll show you guys what they kind of look like. It's a little bit off, but that's fine for me. Oh, I'm going to get a serious case of Hunchback. I need to set it up like this, but I'm not going to work on it in my hands. So instead, we're just going to do it like this, and you guys get a look at my hair the entire time. Glorious, I won't give in, I will defend till I'm victorious. Phone buzzing again. Phone's buzzing again. That's not annoying. Victorious, I won't give in, I will defend till I'm victorious. Someone just sent me a bunch of photos on Messenger. Fantastic. I'll look at those at a later date, shall we? Boom, bada bing, bada boom. We got those lines drawn. And now it's time. I'm not going to be able to look at the stream anymore. I'm going to look at the Eye of Agamotto because it has all these crazy squiggly lines drawn. And so instead of actually trying to figure out what those lines are, I am going to draw a series of something like this. It's going to be an H, but it's probably going to be like an H that looks like this, and then the number 5, and then a question mark. This is a hack that I like to call being incredibly lazy. You see, the weird H, a 5, and a question mark aren't going to look like writing, but once you have them all in a row and you just kind of take some creative liberties with how you draw them, they're going to actually fool the eye. Trust me on this one. Trust me, it's top tier thinking. It can't go wrong. So for this one, we're going to draw the weird H. This next one, a number 5. Then I said question mark, right? Yeah. And then back to H. And then I'm just going to put a little cross above and through the H. See, now you can just start getting creative with it. An H, and then a 5. And then a question mark. And then another H. Once you see this pattern out, you'll understand why it makes sense. And now I'm going to draw a B, a very weird looking B, just because I want to get some nice H. This was a 5. This is a B. That would have been an H, so this one's going to be a question mark. But I'll draw this question mark upside down. Then I'll just I'm going to keep drawing some of these upside down because I kind of like how that looks. I'll make this an hourglass. Clever. When I hit the heat on this, you're going to be impressed. Trust me. I'm going to draw the number 4 now. Now I'm going to draw, let's see, I did 5, an H, question mark. I hit it with a number 4. I'm going to draw the number 3. And I'm going to get back to the 5, then an H, and then a question mark. Draw a little cross in there just to get it there. Another H. I'm going to draw an A. And then I'll draw an infinity sign right there. And that is all the carving for this eye. Now, this is where the magic happens. All right. You've all been waiting patiently. I know, because it's going to be amazing. Wait till this gets nice and heated up. There it is. Check it out. Boom. I mean, come on, that is mesmerizing. That's beautiful. Only now do I see how wonky I sort of made this thing, but it's going to look great from 5 feet away. That's a horrible business model, but we're keeping it. There it is. Come on, that looks sick. Look at that bad boy. Ah, man. Snapping a picture of this baby for the reference photo. I forgot to snag a picture before I put all the design in. But it looks good, y'all. I mean, dang. I know that was very entertaining to watch and all, but whew, it looks freaking cool. All right, so in the back, here's what we're going to do in the back. We're gonna write out. It's gonna be a little Easter egg thing, kind of not to be taken seriously, because you're never actually going to see the back of this. So we might as well do something fun with it. So on the back, we're gonna write. I have to double check the spelling on this word. I feel like kind of a numbskull, but I'm gonna etch it in there with a knife, so I don't want to actually spell it wrong. That's what I figured. That's how I thought it was spelled. All right, so this is what the back looks like. A bunch of scratchings. You can't quite tell what the back looks like, can you? I'm gonna take a picture of the back, and then you're all gonna be super impressed once you see what it says. So, just like before, we're gonna hit it with the heat gun, and magically, a hidden massage will appear. Hidden message will appear. It's gonna look awesome. I mean, come on, that's funny. I don't care what universe you're freaking from. That's hilarious. You're welcome. Made you guys laugh. That is all we have to do for the Eye of Agamotto, because I'll give you a hint here. Oh, we need to drill in holes. 2 holes. 2 holes for the shoelace to go through. For the necklace, for actually the necklace parts. So let's grab our do over here. Go ahead. Let's put our guy in. There we go. Hello there. Pay no attention to the man who didn't have any of his tools ready. No attention at all. No attention at all. Shit. There's an eye. Jack Daniels. Well, guess what? It's going to be spelt with a Y anyways. So if the world knows I'm an idiot, that's exactly why. I typed it in to the damn thing. IES. I mean, that makes sense, but screw you. It's going to be batteries with a Y. We're going to put an apostrophe there to show the batteries, show ownership of. Apostrophe. Now, we're going to hit it with a heat gun, so that way you can see the apostrophe. Batteries with an apostrophe not included. Bada bing, bada boom. This is tight. Cool. It's my prop. I can do whatever I want with it. Where did the necklace chains look like they come from? On the reference photo, they look like they come from one out from the middle. So that would be this side. Let's actually measure. All right, our 2 sides are measured. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, let's get the holes drilled. All right, fantastic. So now we have the 2 loops where our shoelace is going to go in, go around our neck. Bada bing, bada boom. So that finishes the Eye of Agamotto. Hey, look, we did all that in 25 minutes, which means we still got another 35 minutes left in our live stream. Yay! For other things. What else are we going to do? See, now the hair is getting too much for me. There we go. Nah, douche. All right, there we go. That's better. Cool. what was our other plan? That prop is done. Time to take a swig of water. We earned it. All right. What else we got to do? Ah, yes, this. So we finally got to see what the back of Captain America's shield looks like. And I was going to do normally just really basic generic straps for the backs of the shields. But since we know what it looks like, we might as well do it to the best of our ability. So the back of the shield straps actually, the handles are going to be the same. No matter what, the handles are just going to be one piece of this so I can hold on to it. But the back part for the forearm, there were always going to be two pieces. So now there's going to be something thicker, about like this. So we're going to kind of measure and cut and see how this strapping works on us. So first we're going to cut the stitching on this guy and get him out of the way. Try to see how close we can get our work to the camera and have it still be totally seen. So right now what we're doing is we're ripping that out. Ripping seams with a X-Acto knife is much faster than using that stupid seam ripper. And it's much more satisfying and rewarding. Blah, 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 Calder, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, 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 insert that here. Me disregarding your opinion, insert that there, and look at that, I just saved us like 20 minutes. All right, cool. So, all that's ripped out. Normally it looks like this, now it looks like this. We'll be able to completely take it out. There it is. We've completely taken this little slice out. And now that we've taken that slice of life out, we can see exactly what we need to cut here. We're going to cut a little bit on the blue end so it keeps the stitching for the black end, so that's not actually damaged, which is just fine by me. We're going to need to put a little glue on this part, though. So now what we have to do is look on the shield. And this is, what shield is this? Normally I put a letter. I can't see the letter anymore because I painted over it. They should be unit anyways. So we're going to say this is the right hand. So if we're going to say the right hand, it's going to start something like this. So we might have to have it. How do we want this to be? Someone help me, save me. This clearly doesn't need to be that long, though. If I leave it at its total length, it'll snugly fit. So if this is like here and this meets here, it's going to fit well for just slipping through. The key thing is to get this all by its lonesome attached, and this isn't going to work. What we're actually going to do is, instead of cutting and measuring, we can just pop the material right on there, cut it off like this. So this piece is going to be sewn onto here. I'm not going to do the sewing, mind you. Somebody else will. Cut that off. So basically, this won't be an adjustable strap in the back. It'll just fit snugly. And the fronts probably won't be adjustable either, to be completely honest with you. So what we're going to do is, once this is sewn onto this side, this material, this strap material, is very easily put on to foam. Once you just make a little crisscross X pattern with it, and then you hit it with the heat gun to open up the pores. You put a ton of hot glue in there. The hot glue will sink into the crisscross pattern of the foam, and the weird, not smooth at all, like stitching pattern of this stuff easily fits in, and then you'll just put hot glue all the way up and around it, and just like that, it'll meet somewhere here, and then it'll go somewhere like this. or maybe even something like that. And then it'll go in like there, and we'll fix it. It'll look great. Yeah, cool. So let's just take it again. What are we repurposing is what you're asking. This is from an old golf bag I used to have. So the straps for this golf bag don't work because Casey Jones has a golf bag. Working on Casey Jones sometime in the future, in the far future. We're going to measure these so they're at least the same length. Same, somewhat length. All right, sweet. So, yeah, I was going to use a golf bag for Casey Jones anyways. And we might actually start on that tonight since we need to remove some things on it. And really, he just keeps it on his back. But the strapping for this was like a backpack harness, and that's not at all how he does it. He just has like one sling shoulder harness sort of thing going on. Cutting the stitches, cutting the stitches, cutting the stitches. Maybe Tuesdays isn't a great night. I don't know. Last Tuesday went really well. Now it's not super great. All right, let's try to get a little bit more. All right, and after we finish the straps, actually, we'll probably call it there. Make this a really short one, just because we might as well. And let us see. All right, measure, cut and measure, cut and measure. I do have some things to sew. All right, leave that. And with that, we got all these strapping bits we can use for later. Now, we have and we also have this, which we'll never use ever for any reason at all. And so now we have this, and this. Yeah. And then that is kind of what our Captain America straps can look like. I could actually pull up a picture on my phone. I'm probably just going to leave these black, though. They could be brown, but if they were brown, I'd probably imply they might be somewhat leather or something. So probably just leave these black. They curl around easy enough. Let's put them with their pieces. And now we've officially made the straps for the shields and everything else, actually. So what else do we actually have to do? That's actually super easy. That is paint the rest of the backs of the shields. Since I was holding it probably like this while I was painting the rest of this, the back isn't entirely painted, so we're just going to hit that with some black. And then that's pretty much it for the shields. Once we attach the straps and hit it with black, that is totally it for the shields. Then once we seal and prime paint whatever, the Eye of Agamotto, then that's also pretty much done. We do have to paint the little window that goes over it, the whatever. Actually, let's see, how well does that fit now? Oh, it fits perfectly fine. So I was somewhat worried about how this would look. So that is how the window is going to look, and that looks perfectly fine with me. Sorry, it would be something like this, actually. Make sure I don't glue it. All right, this is the top. That's the bottom. Yep. Then once you put the window on, prime paint seal this, we're going to put the green gem on the inside of this. It's not going to glow up. There is just not enough room in this whole thing to put a light and a battery and stuff on the back, hence the battery is not included. Now, it's so weird. I guess that's it for live stream. I mean, I don't really like wrapping up super early, but that's pretty much all we can do unless we want to go into making miniatures, and that's what would be next. But instead, I'm going to choose to enjoy the rest of my evening. I'm sorry, I'm not going to entertain you guys for much longer. That's my bad. But yeah, because we got everything done. We got straps done, and then that has to be sewed. So it's nothing I can do. It's got to give it to somebody else, and then they'll do it. This is all drawing, so there's actually no other props that need to be worked on. So it actually feels good getting everything done on time in an incredibly timely manner. So thank you all for stopping by, everybody that came by. A lot of people stopped in. I don't know how many stayed. That's all right, and that's fine. So I want to thank everybody for coming by, and see you maybe Saturday, if not Friday. All right. Auf Wiedersehen.